Hey everybody, it's Mr. Ledwin. So I'm going to be showing you how to create a form for student monitoring. And the cool thing about this, I'm going to use an app or an add-on called DocAppender. And what it's going to do is it's going to create a separate little Google document for each inputted response. Okay, so I can technically create one for each student that I need to come up with a monitor form for. Okay, so I'm going to start that by exiting my form and going to my drive. I'm going to create a new folder. And in that folder, I'm just going to simply title it Student Monitoring Forms 2016-2017. And this is only I can see this part of it. Okay, I'm going to keep that to myself, okay, for privacy reasons. I'm going to go back, open that up. Going to click on New Documents once I've opened up the folder to add a document in there. And each document I add into that folder should be named or should have the same name as the student that we're trying to gather information on. So I'm just going to put student 1 for the sample. And then I'll go back and make a second one because my form just has 2 generic ones, and so I'm just going to do that. So you would just repeat this for each student. Every time you have a new student who needs a new form, create a new document in the folder, and then when you go back to your form, you can actually edit your form and put the kid's name on it, or remove the kids' names if you want. Okay. So then I go up to the add-ons puzzle piece. I click on the thing that says DocAppender. I installed that. If not, you'll have to find it and install it. Okay. And then it pulls up this nice little wizard right here. I click target folder, pick from drive. Okay. And my system's being a little slow, but then it'll populate. I'll say choose a folder, good, student monitor forms, click next. Okay, and then you select the question from your form that you want to be the thing that chooses where the documents go. Okay, so I'm going to choose student name because I want one for each student. Let's drop down on that. Okay. Save and populate selected questions. Click next. And this is going to eliminate that little tiny Google, Microsoft Excel kind of thing. So now I want to quickly go through here and all the values or all the different parts of the form that I want added on to my final document that it makes. I'm just going to click them all because all this stuff is important. I don't really have any filler. And I also am going to be time stamping it. You'll notice at the beginning I clicked to add a timestamp. So that way it puts the date and the time. And I don't have to worry about having them type that in every time. Okay, I'm going to be selecting the top one, the bulleted list. You could do vertical tables if you want, or the horizontal table. I wouldn't recommend the horizontal table. The vertical tables is okay, but I just am going to do the bulleted list for this one. Just find one that you like out of the 3 options. And again, the system's being slow. The other thing you want to do just while we're waiting for the system, oh, never mind, I'll tell you later. Yeah, and then scroll down, it says reminder, etc., etc. It's going to run every time somebody gets on there. That's pretty awesome. So now I'm going to test it out. I'm going to go to preview. I'm going to fill this stuff in. Yeah. So just quickly fast forward through it. You'll notice that there's a star next to most of these questions. That means obviously they can't move on without doing them. What I would recommend is if your teachers are not teaching math, say for example, just remind them to put NA or something to that effect in there. We added a Google Drive link, so if you want them to add some work samples, they could do that via Google Drive with the share address. Go through, fill this all out real quick. Oh yeah, so anyways, for your privacy stuff on there, you want to click that only people with the link can access. Would be a good way to link the form, or just email it to certain people. Okay, so we've got our response. We should be good. Let's go back to the drive. If we open up student 1, who's the one we filled it out for, bam, you've got it all right there. Okay, and that fills up pretty much one page. Obviously, if the people write 6 paragraphs, it's going to fill up more pages. But then they put a little divider in there down near the bottom, or every time a new entry is added into yours for that student. Okay, so I'm going to go back real quick. I'll pause the video, try it again, and let's see if it works. So now we should have 2 entries. Yep, there you go, 1, 2. Pretty awesome little thing there, and then at the end of the year you can delete it or do whatever you need to. And then you just keep adding new students to it or subtracting new students. So it's a nice, quick, easy way to get your staff to reply to the student monitor forms.